Hey guys, it's Multiplier here. We're with Plugin Boutique, and in this video I'm going to show you Multipass. What Multipass allows you to do is split up your sound into lots of different frequency bands and then process those different frequency bands with effects called Snapins. And the cool thing is you can actually do multiple effects for the same band. So you can have one effect on one band, two effects on another band, three effects on another, and so on. You get the idea. It's lovely stuff. So what I thought would be cool is to actually show you this in practice. So I have a little bit of a bass loop here. Not too bad, but I do want to make it more interesting. So I'm going to use Multipass to split up this sound into different bands, and then I can throw different effects on those different bands. And so naturally, the first step is to determine what bands you want to split up the sound into. And there's some great visual feedback in Multipass to facilitate this. You can just drag the crossover around to somewhere that makes sense. I think for a sound like this, and for a sound like this, that will do quite nicely. There's a band for the lows below 250 Hertz, then a band for the mids between 250 and 1K, and then all that higher frequency stuff above 1K gets its own band too. It's also worth noting you can add in additional bands, so you can split it up into 4 or 5 bands if you want to. So you could say turn on this band on the right hand side and set an additional crossover position. But for this example, I think 3 bands will work quite nicely. Perfect, so now the bands are set up, I can throw effects on each of these bands, and I think what I'll start off with is a bit crusher on the middle band. So click here, choose a bit crush snap-in, like so, and dial in the settings as it's playing through. Check this out. Lovely stuff, more character already. And just to demonstrate how sometimes effects like this bit crusher sound best applied just to a certain band and not all the frequencies, check out how much worse the sound is if this bit crusher is also applied to the sub-frequencies in this bass. See what I mean? When the bit crusher is applied in a multiband way, just to those middle frequencies, you get all the character without all the messiness. But let's make it even more interesting just for fun. What I'm going to do is apply a few more effects to the higher frequencies above that 1K crossover. So what about a delay? I like it, but do you know what? Let's make it even more interesting because you can throw in multiple effects to the same band. You don't just have to put, say, one effect on each band, you can stack them up in interesting ways. So why don't I add a, what could be fun? Yeah, pitch shifter, something a bit freaky. So I could say stack this pitch shifter on top of the delay just to make it that bit more weird, a bit more interesting. So let's see what happens. Great stuff, so it's already starting to sound nice and interesting, but just for fun, I'm going to add in one more additional bit of processing, and I'm going to do it in the form of a post effects, or a post effect, which is an effect added after all the multiband stuff. You may have noticed on the left-hand side, there's a pre-effects section for adding in snap-in effects, before all the multiband processing, and then on the right hand side you have post effects for doing effects processing after all the multiband stuff. What about, yes, tape stop. That would be a perfect way to finish off the video. And in fact, tape stop is best just demonstrated instead of explained. So if I change the start and stop time to say around a second or so, you'll see how it works as I play it through. Check this out. Lots of fun to be had, and I'll finish off the video with a long stop time of about 2 seconds, and that'll finish things off nicely. I've been Multiplier, thanks for watching.